Live in action. Here we are with the Inside Edge, Kelsey Rowkett. I'm your host, and we have Andy Craig, branch manager at Asole, New Jersey, Tom Bickett, sales manager, also at Asole, New Jersey. These guys are on fire. When I tell you they are providing incredible solutions for clients, for referral partners, for their friends and family, right? And loan officers across the nation. So I couldn't help but get them on my show. I have been dear friends with these two. I've been with the AnnieMac, just had my 8-year anniversary. These guys could say they've been here even longer than I have, and I love learning from them every single day. So one of the things that these guys have mastered in New Jersey, and this is such exciting news. So for those of you who don't know, we are live in New Jersey with our Cash to Keys program. Mr. Thomas Bickett is going to get into what that is. But just as doing a quick intro, these guys crushed it in 2021. The branch did about 125 million. Basically, Andy and Tom and another amazing loan officer made up a bulk of that production. 525 units. Like, you don't get to the top like that if you're not doing things the right way, with the right intentions, with the right heart. So I am just so honored to have you guys here on the show. So Mr. Tom Bickett, what is Cash to Keys?
Cash to Keys is the latest, greatest invention that AnnieMac Home Mortgage came up with. And, you know, if you think about what AnnieMac stands for, it's about, we believe you deserve more from the mortgage industry. Whether you're a consumer, a realtor, or a loan officer like us, AnnieMac is essentially putting their mouth or their money where their mouth is, in the sense that, you know, the market's not operating efficiently. We have extremely low inventory in most marketplaces. We have excessive buyer demand, and that's caused two things, right? It's caused fast price appreciation, and it's created an environment where it's difficult to get your offer accepted. One of the best ways to get an offer accepted is by making a cash offer. So AnnieMac's developed their Cash to Keys program to solve for two very unique problems in our market space. One is our customer that has a home to sell. Hey, I got all this equity in my house, but I can't go buy that upgrade or that downgrade without me having to sell my house. So I am, by default, a contingent home seller. That is the death of offers right now. If your offer is contingent upon selling your house, thank you next. No one is taking that offer serious in this marketplace. So buy now, sell later flips the script. We're going to take that buyer, get them fully qualified for a mortgage, understand the equity position they have in their home, and actually line them up to be a cash buyer on the house that they want, with not having to sell the house that they own, right? So we're going to get them into the house that they've always wanted. They make that move in. They're there. Now they're free to sell their house and get top dollar. So not forced to take the offer that maybe gets them out of the house the best way, or do a rent back, or let me go move in with mom and dad, or do a short-term rental. You're free to move into the house that you've always wanted, with no longer waiting to sell your house. It removes all home sale contingencies. Buy now, sell later. It's awesome.
That is incredible.
Yes.
What kind of reactions are you guys seeing? Like, I mean, your referral partners, the agents being able to list more homes. Like, my God, what an opportunity.
Yeah. I think it's one of two ways, right? Early adoption in anything new is hard. Right? There's people that are visionaries, are like, yes. So one of our first calls we made was to a top producing platinum level agent in our marketplace. They've been doing it a long time at a high level. They know us, they like us, but they would never be in business with us, right? We're no different than any other loan officer out there saying, hey, we got great product, we got great pricing, we close fast, we're great, this, that, and the other. Well, we call and say, hey, we got something that can actually change your business. We're going to put cash in your buyer's hands and remove all home sale and mortgage contingencies. Do you have 5 minutes for us? They're like, yes. And the first thing he said on our Zoom call, Andy and I did, was, wow, this is different, right? This is something that adds value to my business. You're not just some other loan officer. Your company is actually putting a program in place that allows me to help my clients better and faster. And in this market, that's what's important.
And from a home buyer perspective, if I could add, the kitchen table conversations that we're having with these folks is incredible. I mean, they're they have real frustration. They're trapped in their homes. They have so much equity that's pent up in there. They can't sell their home because they have nowhere to go. As Tom mentioned, they can't move in with relatives. They can't go rent something because the rental market is even more constricted than the housing market is at this time. And we're giving them real solutions. They've had another child. They're in a 2-bedroom house. They have 3 kids. They have 3 kids. They're in a 3-bedroom house. They need a 4th. And we're providing real solutions. We're providing more, which is our motto here at AnnieMac Home Mortgage, and our core value is, what can we do to provide more, not only to the referral partner that is engaging us in that initial conversation, but the end consumer themselves. That's what we are super passionate about here at AnnieMac. I mean, we live and breathe that every day. What can we do to help that end person? Because I think ultimately doing that good just comes back to us. When those good things come back to us.
Like a boomerang. And, when you think about AnnieMac's innovative approach on, how do we solve some of the biggest problems industry wide, right? We were talking just recently before we got on this call, or before we went live, there are so many people out there that are, that have increased their business, but a lot of it is refi. So when the rates go up and that business drops, we're out there really, I guess the word might be weaponizing you to get out and have the shovel and dig your way out and allow yourself to pour in that purchase business this way. So it's not just for the buyers, it's also for the loan officers out there to be able to go out and use this tool and make that difference for somebody. I mean, what a lift. I mean, what are the reactions of your clients? Like Andy, I know you mentioned there was a gentleman in Philly, right? Can you give that example?
Sure. Yeah. Fortunate enough for me, a great referral partner referred me to a buyer that was already pre-approved with somebody that they knew that helped them with a refinance last year. Right. Rates were low. Life changed though for them, and they wanted to move to South Jersey. And they have a lot of equity pent up in their property in the Philadelphia marketplace. It's on fire over there. But high income earner wanted to move into the South Jersey area. $600,000, $700,000, $800,000 range, just can't carry 2 properties, at the same time. Was going to liquidate a bunch of investments, was going to tap into 401ks, do all these different things. And I said, wait, we have a solve for that. I explained how we could help him buy a house now and sell his house later, leverage that future equity that he would receive. He was like, no way you could do that. I said, absolutely way we can. Absolutely we can. I'm going to be more excited to share with you once we get your full application exactly what we can do. He's like, brother, that's what he said, brother, I worked for a bank for 7 years. Those guys were in the dark ages. Nobody thought like this. He's like, this is incredible. Can't thank my real estate agent enough to refer me to you. Now, I'm sure the gentleman that helped him with his refinance in the past was a great guy, did a good job, did a great loan for him. We were just able to have a different conversation and a solve.
And you guys are really paving the path too for other AnnieMac loan officers. And as we are going to be going live with Cash to Keys in other markets very soon, right now, live in New Jersey, we piloted this with 400 real estate agents. It took off like wildfire. You guys hosted so many live events. I'm getting blown up in my email and my DMs with agents asking me about this and introducing, please introduce me to my local loan officer. Like, you don't hear that in our industry, right? And so, thank you, honey. So with that said, it's so cool to be able to not only take this and develop in new markets, within Jersey, right? That Jersey's a big old state, but as we're going to be going live in different states, and I can't announce exactly where is next, but it's to be continued. The live events you guys have hosted, you guys have gotten creative. I know you've done some role playing and put on a show for your people. Contingent Tom, can you please tell us a little bit about that and some of the reactions and how many people you had show up?
Yeah, I mean, when we do an event, we usually get between 40 and 50 agents to show up and share in the knowledge that we give back to our client base. But we created how do we drive home the point that this is different and what does it actually solve for? So we came up with this character called Contingent Tom, and Contingent Tom represents all the buyers out there that either have a home to sell and or just a regular buyer who are maybe putting down a limited down payment, or a first time home buyer and are running up against larger down payments and other cash offers. So Contingent Tom truly represents every buyer out there who currently doesn't have cash. And we were hosting this event and we're talking about cash to keys. I exit the room, put on the shirt that says Contingent Tom. Andy's in there, starting to tell everyone how great the product is. And I knock on the door and everyone legitimately thought it was the cops coming in, like, uh-oh, what's going on? I enter in pretending, bang, 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 bang. I enter in.
6'4" Tom pounding on the door,
Yeah. And so I come into the room and Andy's like, can I help you? I'm like, yeah, I'm here to buy your house. This house is beautiful. It's everything that we've wanted. This is the 20th house we've looked for. And he's like, well, that's great. Do you have any contingencies? I'm like, yeah, I'm Contingent Tom. I got a house to sell. And he's like, get out of here. We don't have any time for you. We got 20 other offers. Like, so it drove the point home that if you're an agent and you're showing more than 5 properties in this market, why are you not thinking about different strategies, right? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again. And in this market, making traditional offers is the new definition of insanity, right? Utilizing our cash platform, getting rid of Contingent Tom can now maybe reduce that to 3, 4 offers. All the deals that we've put under contract have been no more than 3 showings. So if you're an agent thinking about your business and the amount of time spent lining up 10 to 12 showings, knowing that you're going to be up against it because there's 10 other offers, why are we not talking about putting cash into that transaction and reduce that to, like I said, so far the average has been 3 showings to get your offer accepted using our cash platform.
Because we all know how we all know how those offers cascade. Cash is king. It's the first one that gets considered in a multiple showing situation, and then it's the 10%ers, the 20%ers, the 30s, the 40%ers down. And if we can turn that person into a cash buyer, we're going to float right to the top. We're going to float right to the top. And there's a name locally in the market here that everyone knows as well that performs at a high level. AnnieMac Home Mortgage is behind all of this.
Yeah. And, I love how you guys get creative with your education. This is obviously something different, sometimes different and the unknown. You can get a lot of questions or a lot of like, how is this possible? Right? Like, what kind of feedback have you guys gotten? And like, how does it really work? Like, how does AnnieMac take that and take it to the next level? Like, because I'm personally, like, I'm still learning about it. I'm going to be honest with our audience. And, I'm sure a lot of people watching this think the same thing.
I think anytime you have something new that hits a market that has the potential to be disruptive, right? The first thing is disbelief. Man, that's not going to work. Like, or why are you doing this? This doesn't make any sense. Where's the hidden fees? Where's the secret shoe to drop? Like, this can't be possible. Why do it? So part of it is navigating the reason why AnnieMac is doing it, right? There's two reasons. One, we want to attract somebody to our mortgage platform that we do believe is better than anybody, right? So this gives an opportunity to attract and help somebody new to our mortgage platform. And we truly believe that the market is not operating efficiently, right? So if you can attract more people to our business, which is what we're in the business to do, is give people money with great terms and great financing and great service and experience, and at the same time unlock the market that's currently not operating efficiently due to limited inventory and excessive demand, we're winning in 2 ways, right? So when we had that conversation with an agent as why are you doing this, we want what you want. We want a closed transaction that otherwise maybe wouldn't have hit our books had we not offered something that's innovative and different. And out of that is being born new relationships, right? I've had so many more new relationships because we have something that's innovative and helping that, again, I wouldn't have had an opportunity to have that conversation otherwise.
If I could add, when I'm talking to, say, a real estate agent or a financial planner that refers someone over to us, the beginning of it is disbelief. Like, I just don't understand how you could do that. And I said, let me give you an analogy, right? I pulled into my Wawa a couple months ago, locally here in South Jersey. Now they're in Florida. They're all over the place, Wawa now. But I pulled into Wawa, and there's a lot of construction going on for a couple weeks, and all of a sudden there was a whole row in the back of Wawa of Tesla charging stations, right? At Wawa.
Wow.
So rewind the clock 10, 12 years ago, everyone said about electric vehicles never work. No one's going to drive an electric car. You can't drive anywhere on it, right? You can only go short limited distances, never going to work. And now locally at my Wawa, you can go in and get a pulled pork sandwich, which is surprising to me because I wouldn't get pulled pork from Wawa, but it's there. And you can charge your Tesla as well, right? So we're new to the marketplace, and disbelief is okay, but we have the tools to be able to explain it articulately to not only the real estate partners, the referral partners, but also home buyers and prospective sellers that need to become buyers. So it's okay. Confusion's okay, but we want to be able to provide the answers to those questions, and change the dynamic, change the paradigm, change the way you think, because if everything in life moves at the speed of light today, it's crazy how fast things happen. And then you go back to a mortgage process and a buying process that is still 30 days or 45 days, and you're trying to do all these different things. Let's just take out all that stuff, right? Let's make it more comfortable. Let's go to market with cash. That's okay. You can buy it later from AnnieMac Home Mortgage and make things a lot easier. And we're providing a great service for that and peace of mind for folks.
And when we talk about peace of mind, you two, I've just so admired the way that you've grown your business. And also, there's also the human side behind the mortgage professional, right? You both are fathers. You both are cultural caretakers. I've seen so many people blossom under your leadership, and it's so, so beautiful. Tom, you doubled your production and you have more time back. And I believe you said at the sales summit, something quoted where your son said, I have my daddy back, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or,
Yes.
your kids are able to be with you and also experience, a stronger sense of just accomplishment all in the same package. And that's so rare within this industry. And, can you just talk about how you've developed into that or stepped into that freedom, and how Cash to Keys and everything else AnnieMac has to offer has given you that freedom?
Absolutely. I mean, listen, the point of business is to fuel your life, right? If you're going to go through any business, mortgage is what, the path I've chosen for the last 16 years. If you're going to go down that path, you put your head down and you run really, really hard. And if you work hard and you listen and you grow, there's a really good chance that you're going to start to see success. But with that success, the one thing that we all have the same amount of is time. And if you let it, it's going to absorb your time, and you're going to miss out on the good things in life, right? And as I started to see success in the industry, I started to realize that my time was being monopolized by this business. So for me, finding a new way to do it, surrounding myself with good quality people like Andy and the branch that we have here has allowed me to not only continue to grow my business, but to balance that with my family life. Because if we're going to work so hard and create a legacy for ourselves down the road, what's the point if you have no time to share it with the people that you're doing it for? So when I came back, because I was at AnnieMac before I left, and I was attracted back because of the people, because of the systems, and because of, the ability to want to grow our business at a higher level, it's given me everything back. And it's given me a framework to continue to do that in. And that's the most important thing. We can't lose sight of that, because if you do, you're missing the point. You can have both. You can have an incredible business, and you can have an incredibly balanced life, but you got to work towards it. And it's evolution, right? You just got to keep pushing and find that balance, and you can find it.
It doesn't have to be one or the other, right?
It doesn't.
We've got so many comments here too. My goodness. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Pamela. Thank you, Gina. Andy, I mean, for you, when you look at, how long have you been with AnnieMac?
Just celebrated in January, 10 years here.
Wow.
10 years at AnnieMac Home Mortgage. Yep. Yeah. Almost since the inception of the company. So yeah, I feel blessed to be here for that
awesome
period of time. Yeah.
What a journey you've been on too. And your beautiful girls. And
Nice.
I feel like they were just little peanuts when I first met you. And now they're like on their way to teenage years. It's crazy.
Don't scare me yet. I mean, we just surprised them with their Disney trip. So we're going there in March, and for the first time. And so they are over the moon about that. We got the little calendar ripping off the days and when are we going, and different outfits. And it's just, it's so much fun to be able to do that and, step away for a week and have a team here that's able to be able to help, take care of everybody, just like I was here. And that's because the structure we've been able to build here, everybody has a buy-in philosophy that, that we do believe you deserve more, and we operate in that capacity every day. So.
It's really special. And, it's almost like I lose my words because, when I look at people that we've worked with all this time and the consistency within the messages, the consistency within the growth, the constant, like if somebody calls you guys, you drop everything, pick up the phone and you pour into them and you tell them how you're doing and you tell them how it's working. And I'm just so grateful for that. I know some of my newer loan officers that have joined AnnieMac who've been in the business a long time, but that have come, both of you have taken the time out of your days to stop and pour into them and create that leadership. What can we share with our audience today that we have not shared with it? Anything on your hearts, anything you want to share for our loan officers, for our real estate agents, for our buyers out there? Maybe what's your theme for 2022? What keyword comes to mind? What kind of message?
So Tom, if you don't mind, I
Go.
think something
Go.
for me, would be for buyers in general, right? Folks that either own a home or want to sell a home or buy a home outside of cash to keys. There's a lot of confusion around the mortgage market today, mortgage interest rates. What do I qualify for? We're in a very different economy in the way people make money today, right? So you have folks that were, traditional W-2 wage earner, or you have self-employed, or now you have multiple components in between. Folks had to find ways to continue to make income during the pandemic years, right? So a lot of people shifted to self-employment, consulting work, working from home. So there's a lot of moving parts to people's income profiles, and they think they don't qualify. And you would be amazed at the amount of opportunity there is to qualify under a plethora of programs, not only cash to keys, but we call them non-qualified mortgages. So loans for the self-employed, that we're able to qualify very differently just from 3 or 4 years ago. So I would say get your questions answered, put a plan into place. One of my mentors told me a long time ago, most people spend more time planning a 2-week vacation than they do the rest of their lives. Okay. And that hit me like a sledgehammer over the head. And he said, you got to plan. So if you have questions and that plan is 6, 12, 18 months out, let's have that conversation. We're here for life. Okay. We want you to work with us for life. Okay. I'm not going anywhere. I've got 2 little girls I just told you about. We got a lot to pay for, right? But we do want to be that consultant for you, not just a transaction where we did a refinance for you or we did a purchase for you. We helped you out. We want that to be a continued, relationship. So I would say, if you have questions and you are confused, reach out. We would love to talk with you. We'd love to talk with you.
These are your subject matter experts and friends, right? You guys, I love the way you lead. Tom, how about you?
Sorry, what the question one more time? I apologize.
Just anything you want to share with, you got so much, are people just blowing up your phone because of this interview right now? Is that what's happening?
I wish that was the answer, but no. So I think, something that I found several years ago, which led me to Andy and back to AnnieMac, is you really have to surround yourself with the right people. Life is sometimes hard, and sometimes we make it harder than it necessarily needs to be. But when you can surround yourself with the right people, there's really no limit to what you can accomplish, right? And that doesn't matter if you're in business or in life or whatever the case may be. Constantly seek the people that need to be in your life, top grade the people that you need to be in your life, and pour into them as much as they pour into you. And when you can find that magic mix of people, you really can go pretty far. And my filter in life is, who do I get to help today? Like I just have that mindset every day when I wake up of who's going to cross my path that I get to help today, whether that's a customer, a realtor, or someone in my community, someone at the swim clubs, a home. It doesn't matter. My filter today is, who do I get to pour into and help? So that's just the way I'm wired. And part of being able to do that consistently is being surrounded by the right people. And if you're not in love with the people that you're surrounded with, find new people. I hate to say that, but that life is too short to be surrounded by people that don't pour into you and care about what you care about. So I guess that's my tip of the day.
It's a beautiful message.
And I've seen that over the last 2 years with Tom. I'll give him a testimonial on that. I mean, when Tom and I first got together again, a handful 2 years ago plus, and Tom Bickett, who I see today, wow. I mean, he was a great guy then. I mean, even better now. Always willing to help, always willing to help educate, navigate through a challenge or a situation. It's just always there. He's great. It's awesome. And I'm glad he's in my life and in our and in our branch and within AnnieMac Home Mortgage.
Yeah, it's world. It's funny how the world works. Andy and I's business, we've been in the same community, working for double-digit years.
Long time.
And our business models, while they run parallel and are a similar size, they don't overlap in any way. And when we can take both of our worlds and put them together, the visions that we've created, the people we've been able to help, not just our customers but our employees, it gives a whole new sense of purpose, and it's incredible. And every day we learn a little bit more about each other. It's only been 2 years, but I'm like, man, I can't believe we're that similar. And now it's like the way we think about things and our viewpoints on life. And sometimes it's different, and that's healthy. But it's incredible when you put the right people in the same space and they have similar visions. You really get to help a lot of people, and that's important.
And we wear these headsets because when we're finished here, we're going to play Tecmo Bowl, and we're going to get ready for the Super Bowl.
So official. Listen, we're all a bunch of magnets in this world, and what's meant to be drawn to us and like-minded people, like-hearted people gravitate towards each other. So no surprise that you two are taking over and, really making a difference. So friends out there on Facebook world, LinkedIn world, YouTube world, I'm soon going to get this on Instagram world.
Nice.
Please tune in and ask questions like these guys said. Make a friend, whether you are trying to get into the business or you've been in this business a long time doing things an old school way, right? There's all different ends of the spectrum on all different levels. So just jump in and build a relationship, and I guarantee you magic will happen. So
thanks for having us on the Inside Edge. We really appreciate it. It's
this.
something that we follow all the time. Your content is always relevant. It's something that you got to take away from it, and you can apply into your business or your life every day. So thanks for having us as guests. As always, we'd love to come back.
Yeah, I didn't realize you had a YouTube channel. I was on there last night, and you got so many incredible interviews and content that if you haven't subscribed to her channel, please take the time to do so, because there is relevant, real information that you're going to want to listen to.
Sure.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. You guys are the best. Cheering you on always. And we will be launching another interview I did with these guys back in October at the Sales Summit in Philadelphia at the Franklin Institute. And it'll be so cool for you guys to see this and take a look back on that. More to come. So thank you all for tuning in. Have a blessed day. And until next time on the Inside Edge.